Welcome to the Elite Estate. We just got back from a trip from North Carolina. We visited my sister-in-law in Winston-Salem, and then we went west and went to Asheville where the Biltmore is. It was like so divine. But while we were in Winston-Salem, we went to a plant nursery, one of her favorites, and I got some really pretty things that I wanted to show you. I thought we could pot them up and I could show you where I'm going to be putting them. And then we went to the Biltmore and I got some really gorgeous footage of the gardens. We were kind of in between seasons with the gardens. So the bulbs had already put on their grand show. There were some white tulips that were still, still in their prime. But for the most part, majority of the bulbs and spring interest kind of has gone. The azaleas were really pretty. Those were just starting to bloom, and it was so gorgeous how they had put them in mass around some of their gardens and stuff. And then the roses hadn't quite taken off because we visited here at the end of April. So the gardens, we were kind of in between in seasons on that. But anyway, I got some really gorgeous footage that I wanted to just kind of walk to show you guys as we walked around the grounds. That we went into the conservatory and that kind of stuff. So I thought that'd be fun to show after we get these things planted up. So I wanted to show you what I had gotten because there are some really pretty things. First up, this myrtle topiary. You can see a bunch of really pretty fresh growth. And it's funny because these urns that I have here on our fireplace, these are the myrtles that I had gotten last early April last year, and I had them planted up, and they were about this size actually whenever I had gotten them before, but you can see how much growth they had put on before I killed them. So I left them in the urn because I liked, I still thought they looked really pretty even though they are kind of crispy. So what I'm thinking is we'll pot these lavender that I got. This is a Goodwin Creek lavender, zone 7 through 10, really fragrant flowers. And I think I grew this as a topiary one time in our home and a couple years ago, and it had tripled in size. Like the thing got massive in its pot. So I really loved where I had it in our old house. But I liked this variety because I could tell very easily when it needed watered because the leaves would start to droop. So I got 2 of those, and I was specifically thinking about popping out those topiaries in these urns and popping those in there for our fireplace. The other lavender that I got is this Odo Quast. I believe that's how it's pronounced. And it is a Spanish lavender, and you can just see the different bloom structure on this lavender. So this lavender I can't plant outside because we're in zone 7 or 6A, I'm sorry, and these are rated to a zone 7. So in the warmer climates, this would come back after the winter, but not here in Ohio. So I do have another pot for this lavender, and we'll put these in the little cast iron urns. And then I have this sweet, pretty lady bust head. Except this Molenbeekia, I think that's how you say it. I was specifically looking for wire vine, or angel vine is like another name for it. And so I was like, oh man, this looks like wire vine. Well, you know what? Novice me, amateur me, I looked up the Molenbeekia, and the common name is wire vine. So I think it is that. I was just really thrown off because the leaves on these are so much bigger than what I'm used to. So I don't know if it's like a variety type, that this is a different variety than what I'm used to. I have no idea. I am learning as we go as well. So anyway, I thought that this wire vine would be really pretty down in this little bust head. So I thought we could pot this stuff up, and then I can show you footage from our trip from the Biltmore. Oh man, I absolutely adore how these all turned out. So of course, this Goodwin lavender looks like a little baby right now, but it should fill in like a nice big ball. And I think it'd be really pretty whenever it blooms as well. This wire vine looks extra divine. I still have to water everything in my lady, so I think I might put her back in my bathroom. This little lavender might go in the spare bathroom. I think it'll fill in nicely with this little terracotta, or it'd be really pretty out on our porch this spring or summer. And then the little myrtle topiary, I love it with this mossy terracotta, and I'm gonna put this beside our sink because I think it'll really like it beside the sink, and I think it'd be really cute just to have a little topiary there. So besides getting all the dirt on the floor and on my white pants, it was pretty easy to get those potted up. And I wanted to show you the ficus. I had repotted our ficus yesterday when we got home from North Carolina into this bigger pot, and it looks so pretty. This ficus I got from my friend earlier this year, and we have seriously loved it so much in our home. It was time for, I think, a repot though, because the roots were kind of coming up towards the soil surface and stuff. So I really bumped the size on that container, and it's nice because it also sits higher in the pot. But I'm going to be adding some more moss to the top of this. Just to give it a nice top dressing. I was really contemplating on there was this really gorgeous arrangement that I saw at the Biltmore in these little cast iron urns. They had little maidenhair ferns, so it was a very wispy and whimsical like leaf texture, like the wispiness of the fern. And then at the base of the fern they had like a nest of moss, and it looked so pretty. And so I was really contemplating whether I wanted to do the ferns in the urns with the moss around it, kind of like I saw at the Biltmore, but I thought it might be too much of like that same texture within our ficus tree, which is right beside it. This was our first time at the Biltmore, and it was extraordinary. Like seriously, so dreamy. And I'm really happy that we were able to visit in the spring because it was really beautiful with all of the trees blooming and stuff. But it reminded me so much whenever we visited Paris in the summer of 2019. We went to the Palace of Versailles, and it reminded me so much of Versailles, like the English version of Versailles was the Biltmore. But I was especially excited to walk around the gardens at the Biltmore, just for like their formal gardens, and the big conservatory, and the big urns. I loved the big urns that they had planted. Like urns, we're talking like 4 or 5 feet across and tall and stuff. But it was very inspirational. And like I said, I got some footage, so I hope that you guys enjoy the footage here after this. Thanks for visiting the Elliott Estate, and I hope that you find this Biltmore footage really inspirational as I did.